So yeah, we're just using Parry far too early. I'd rather in this second game, I'd rather see you die with Parry up than use it like that. No lie. Obviously, the first thing we always want to do in lane is just to identify 2v2 and see, like, do we win 2v2? It's Darius and Zach versus Fiora and Vi. I'm going to be real. We'll probably lose this one. So, but she wants to cheese, so it kind of switches things up a little bit because we got to think about where Zach's going to be. And so they're already in lane farming, which means he didn't start bot. Or he could have, but most likely if he's gonna solo, he's gonna need the extra cooldown reduction from blue buff. So we can just assume that he started topside because he didn't get a leash, so he did it by himself. Also, just depends on what he takes. Typically, Darius is gonna take W. If he does take Q first, then it makes it a little bit easier to trade. This one, we kind of just int our HP away, right? Yeah. We walk back in. So once we're at this point, we got to keep in mind that we're like stacking up, and he's gonna get those stacks on Vi as well. So the more that we let him hit us, the easier it's gonna be for him to kill Vi, because he's already got 3 stacks on us. So us walking back in was really bad. So this is yeah. So this, we just don't have to do this. He's already been ignited by us. He's already used his ghost. He's running towards our tower. So we really want these stacks to drop. I would rather move away and try to get those stacks to drop. But once we walk back in and we give him the 5 stack, now he can just attack her and have 5 stack as well. So it just makes it really difficult. Obviously, Flash was just a little bit of nerves, like you said. So, but she only dies because we let him stack so much on us. Regardless of that, cancel the recall. No way you're gonna be able to push this, right? You're level 1, so there's just no way. Like there's no cooldown timers on deaths at this point. So he just is walking back instantly, right? So he's already walking back. There's just no way. We just have to finish recall and get back. So we do end up wasting a lot of time, which is kind of bad. We got to really, I mean, I know that's what you were talking about too, is that you're struggling with win to back and so on and so forth. We just got to, like, whenever I'm trying to do or have somebody understand it, I think the game gets super overcomplicated. I think if we simplify it, so like make it really easy to understand for ourselves, it's like, I know, like, what do I have to do here if I stay? I have to shove this wave, right? And then Darius comes back, and then I'm stuck with 200 HP trying to shove this wave. Even though, I mean, all he has to do is hit one ability and then I die. So it's just never worth, right? And we just make those decisions fast, and we're like, okay, nah, not worth it. I'll buy this, all good, and then come back to lane. And I mean, it's not in the worst spot. If you had recalled, you'd be back at the wave when it's like this.
Yeah, and the wave, I didn't even realize the wave that was coming up was a cannon wave. So yeah, 0% chance I pushed that.
No. So on this play here, what I wanted to, the mini game, obviously we gotta have this crash. And then, so when I went deep vision, I went like a ward here, or like here, or even here is fine. So we never just want to be like standing around. Always want to look for some sort of information. There's always something to do, right? We can grab some information whenever we shove like that. This is a little bit tough. Hard to trade into waves with him. So we're really just looking for front-facing vitals and going for those trades.
Right there, I should have parried. That was a very good point. I could have parried the
Oh yeah,
cannon.
You can definitely snipe it. That's super OP strat. Like you can you could have stood right here and then just parried it.
Does it go through, like say he's standing in front of it, would it damage the cannon if he's standing in front of it?
No, but nobody expects you to do it.
Okay.
It's crazy. I got away with that so many times with it slow pushing back to me, and I just parry, because it'll damage all the minions, but it won't go through its champion. So you could stand like right here and parry down, and then just Q away afterwards. So when we have the push back, that's when we want to look for plays. So the pushback, now we can look for front-facing vitals, look for a kill, look for trades. This lane is always about whoever has the lane control is who's allowed to trade, basically. We go for it now. He's going to ghost. That's a huge W. 180-second cooldown there. We got the stun, good stun. I don't know why he even did that. Very troll. We push fast. Plate, get out.
This is it. This is the play. Q hit the minion. Okay.
So realistically, once you, the only thing that's kind of sketch is just he doesn't go for the E immediately, but like once you parry, it's kind of sketchy. So we really want to hold that.
Yeah.
Really want to hold that a lot harder. There's no real reason to use it at that moment. Maybe I think that you're looking for like a predictive parry, and you think he's gonna pull you there.
I think it was just like just a micro thing. I was nervous. I usually save my W for his my W for his W, and I honestly just should have saved it. The Darius matchup, I should try to save it for his R.
W or R.
Yeah.
But in this, because you have unflinching when you get low enough, and he tries to ult you, like just going for the ulti and igniting. This is fine. Like this is pretty good. I just don't think that. Yeah, I just think the parry's really bad. If you still have parry available and you get pulled, and then he auto W's you, and then goes for the
like right here, if I
then you would have it. Yeah, then you would have it. But it was really close. It was really close. But you can start working like footwork a little bit in plays like this where you know he still has his E, because you get that 30 to 50% increased movement speed when you ult somebody. So you can try to bait that out and try to have him miss it. Like when you're standing right on top of him, it does make it a little bit harder because it's a cone shape. Like the pool's a cone. So when you're like this close to him, that's chill. But like implement some more like stutter step. Like you don't have to immediately hit that last vital to hit a kill, right? You just need to hit one more ability. So you can like act like you're going. You can like bait him, right? Because he knows you're gonna walk top. He's saving it. He's saving his E because the easiest way to hit it is on this cone right here on the top one. Just leave the top vital. Who cares about the top vital? Move back down, juke him out, walk up like you're going towards it, and then walk back down.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah, there's like a billion things I couldn't. Like right here, if I flashed and I hit that last vital, I would have killed him there too.
Yeah.
There's like 47 different ways I could have played that better.
Well, it's just but the cool thing is like something I want you to start thinking about too is using your vitals, especially on ulti or just vitals in general, as a way to trick them as well. Because they can see the vitals too, you know what I mean? Like they're going to try to play off the vitals and try to use that information that you're going to be going for that vital as a way for them to keep themselves alive or get a kill. So throw them off sometimes. Do something a little bit different. Because I bet 20 bucks if you walk up there and then you go back down with the movement speed, I bet he misses entirely. I bet he throws his E top and misses.
Yeah. I just have one question about the play. If you rewind it just before I R'd him, when would you personally, go in or no, press your R button? That's my honestly biggest thing in Fiora mechanically right now is I don't know when I'm supposed to press R, I guess.
You're always looking for a 5 vital ulti is what they call it. So you want to hit a vital and then you ult so that you can hit the same vital that you just hit again. So realistic, I like this idea. Like you're going in after he uses Q, but I probably wouldn't have used it yet. So I'd be more looking for probably holding a little bit longer. So we're gonna hit this vital here, which is really nice. Chunk him a little bit. And then I need to find a way to either hit this back-facing vital and then ult, or wait for it to bounce back to me. So if I was able to hit that back-facing vital, then sure, then I would go for it. But it would be more realistically, I'd love to have the vital that's on right side right now, but him have like 200 or 300 less HP. So then I can Q in and then hit that vital, ult him, and then hit the same vital again. So that's 2 vitals back to back, and then work on the finishing the ulti.
Okay. Obviously,
I was counting out his cooldown for E and stuff like that. Always good to know your matchup's big cooldowns like that, knowing that it's going to be 19-20 seconds until he can use that again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you said like 18-ish seconds?
Yeah. I think
it's really cool. When I think it's counting it down, I was like, that's so useful knowledge.
Well, that's what you can be doing that too and counting in your head, right? I believe it's actually like, hold on. I believe it's a little bit longer. But I always tell myself 18, 20. So whenever he uses that, you know that you have a pretty big advantage, right? You're like, I got 20 seconds or 18 seconds where I can look for trades. And the reason I usually like cut it down just a few seconds is because like I don't want to get the trade started and then it to come back up on me and then I die, right? So I give myself a little bit of buffer room.
Is his R longer than our cooldown, or is it shorter? Do you know?
His R is 109, yours is 91, so.
Okay. 26.
But you can basically assume that if you guys both fought each other and you have ulti, unless you're getting it like right off cooldown, then he probably has it available as well.
Okay.
So on this is fine. Like, we're like slow pushing, you're pinging. I would love to see you start pinging in a way that shows in the chat though. Like actually pinging like question mark, Darius. So like just it makes more sense so that people can actually read what's going on. Or like when I'm split pushing, like I don't really like to type too much, but I like to communicate through pings. Like if I want to split push, like pinging on the way, Baron available, 2 clicks on that, teleport, double click on that. Like we're just trying to talk through pings so people know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Once we see this guy, we want to shove for sure. This was good. Nothing to talk about here. This was fine. But once again, though,
that parry.
you just need a little bit more discipline with it. You got to go into the fight and already have like a plan A, plan B type of thing of what you're gonna parry, right? Like we just already need to have that figured out. Because I don't think. I mean, think about it, right? If you get pulled right there, is it really the end of the world when you're full health? I'd rather him use his pull. I'd rather him use his pull right now. I'd rather him get it out of the way. I'm more afraid of the pull when I'm like 4 or 5 stacked. If he goes for it right now, that's awesome. I would love for that.
That's a good point, yeah. Because then that gives you the opportunity to parry his ult. Like if he uses the E really early.
Yep. I think you're into it.
Play?
Yeah, I think your intuition is right when you think that somebody else is there. They got 3 players there. I would just walk away and then just ping Vi away as well and just be like, we're done, you know, because there's no way that the Pyke, level 7 Pyke is going to kill you, and we know that. So he's got somebody else there for sure. But we waste time, and this kind of makes us, we're going to lose plates now. Or not lose plates, but tower's going to take a ton of damage. This feels really bad. I got to walk all the way back to 2 tier to actually back. Like, look how much time I waste. When I could have just pinged Vi off and just gotten out of there. Took you an extra 45 seconds to recall. 45 seconds. That's a long time. A long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, no. It's terrible.
So here they all die anyway, so we go for the double cannon wave, we take mid and then we go top. We didn't get too much opportunity to really split push that hard this game. Unfortunately. Oh yeah, by the way, this super scary for you to walk like that, by the way, because you just don't know who's there. You know what I mean? You don't know if they're sitting in a bush or something. Like, obviously not this one, but they could be either of these right here, and they're just trying to cheese you or something like that. Because Zach, we saw him on vision when he was pushing that last wave, and then he goes off vision. I would rather just walk around the backside. It doesn't seem like much, but it's like, it's super important. It's super important. Like, you'll never see, I swear you'll never see, if you watch like bot lane and stuff like that, you'll never see somebody walk back to lane through here or even through like this. They'll always go through the lane because it's just people get cheesed like that all the time, and we could totally get cheesed here as well. So just taking the extra 2 seconds to walk back properly is super good.
So when you're fast pushing, you always go cast your minions.
Yeah, I was gonna show you how to push faster in a practice tool after this. So this guy the second he gets this, by the way, that's when it's just out. Like right when we see it, and we just kind of walk away. You also, the thing is, you can save a lot more mana too by going for the casters first. Like here's the thing, if we look at it, these casters have 361 HP, right? And the melees have 739. So it's a lot easier to kill the casters that have half the HP first. Let your minions build up and attack these guys. Because if you kill them first, then the minions have to go and re-situate and then re-aggro and then start attacking again. It's better to just let them do their thing up here. Maybe miss a minion if you have to, but you can always Q backwards when it's low and hit them. But it's just going to be a way faster push. And then this is just unfortunate because we're out of mana. I think low-key kind of gets us killed by trying to recall in the bush. The thing is they can still see you walking there. So it's just like, just keep walking. He uses ulti, uses everything. He's also 3-0, so kind of tough, but if we had mana, we should definitely be able to get away.
Yeah. Because my plan, I was trying to R him, just
Yeah.
with the movement speed, but I couldn't.
Yeah, we
without
couldn't.
Mana.
This is fine. We make our way here. Diana goes mid. I wish we would have tried something, and I believe this blast cone is up. I wish we would have tried something here right when we saw her. I mean, this would be our opportunity if we were going to go for something. It would be right now, right? Because she's all the way over here. So this would be our opportunity to look for something. It's kind of weird because you're kind of the one that has to be in these fights. In these types of fights, you definitely want to be using your mobility to your advantage and trying to like create some sort of presence that's going to make them a little bit afraid. So like moving over this wall and showing like here where they feel a little bit uncomfortable. Like this is where we use our mobility to like kind of get around, or even like posturing, going all the way around. And this is a little bit harder of a fight because we just don't have any engage, unfortunately, and we have a lot of poke. But as Fiora, I always think it's a lot more beneficial to use your movement speed to your advantage. Try to get over the walls, show yourself in really weird areas where it just makes them feel uncomfortable. Like one of my favorite things to think about it is like think about they're like sheep, bunch of sheep, and you're like the shepherd, and you kind of like posture your way around so that you can push them into like you can funnel them somewhere that you want them to be, right? Because they might start posturing like this because they know that you're all over the wall. If you're right here, they might get a little afraid and then start moving that little blob circle this way or something like that, which might open up, not in this specific fight, but just in general. You got to start, if you start thinking about it like that and start trying to herd these guys wherever you want them to go by just using your mobility and getting over the wall, because they're not going to be able to kill you. You know what I mean? It's going to be really difficult for them to get any type of kill on you just because you're so slippery because you're playing Fiora. But using that mobility, getting over the wall, I mean, it works for both sides. I mean, imagine if this was reversed and you were like Diana and you wanted to come over this wall, if you were Fiora here and you wanted to come over this wall and then make a play, then what do they have to do? They have to funnel this way, right? They got to go this way now. So, like, you can just work that zoning really well. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you would have, yeah. So I was hoping...
I mean, there's no real telling that you would win this anyways. I mean, it looks pretty bad right now. But if you go over the wall and you're showing right here, they might get a little scared, make a mistake or something like that. Or they might just full on try to commit to you and you can just queue away. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're just trying to scare them into making mistakes, basically. Once you get that kill, you're out, right? It's a 2-for-2 at this point. This is just kind of, you're going to get this recall stop. It's just kind of lazy. Yeah, it's just kind of lazy. We just got to back up more.
That's right, it's just lazy. It's been a pattern this game.
We just win this fight because of Divine. Good job not being afraid, because you got to know that. This fight, does she have ult? She does not have ult. This, in the craziest way, this could be a win, but it would be really hard. If you could hit that Q right there.
I'm so sad that didn't hit.
I really think, no lie, I think if you hit that Q, you just are able to take so much more time, because you can hit the Q, get the movement speed, and then like work your way into the bush and then see if you can make a play, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And even right here, Parry, I think, comes up. Does it come up right on time? Yeah, so I could have parried that damage right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a really hard win, but it's definitely possible. It just would be very difficult. Mm-hmm. Then they get Baron. They just kind of out-macroed us, to be honest. We just weren't getting, like, the objectives, unfortunately. Which you didn't really get to be a part of any of those. They were losing just their 4v4s. This fight really... Okay, hold on. The only issue is that you're not... If you don't want to take this fight, you got to ping her off. You got to tell her that you don't want to take this fight. You know what I mean? Because she says that she's on the way a while ago. Like, she's talking about being on the way now. I would just be pinging it off now. She's pinging on the way.
That's true.
If you don't want it, then you got to be vocal about it. And we saw Diana. So Vi might be tunnel vision really hard and like just going for this play. So this is kind of like your play call to make and be like, hey, I see. I just saw this. Like, no. Let's back away.
That was a good ward. Yeah, because we were able to see.
Yep. That's what blue wards are for, though, right? Blue wards, you put them here, like anywhere where you can get a cross path where I can see multiple things, because this is checking all this. You see what I mean? I can see this. This
yeah, I never. If you look at my op.gg, I never switch to blue ward, and I assume that's something that I should be doing.
Yeah, you're gonna start switching to blue ward all the time. You're gonna start doing that all the time.
Yeah, if I held Parry there for a little longer, I probably at least could have held or killed Diana.
Well, like, think about it. Okay, what are you gonna use Parry for in this? Plan A, Plan B.
I was thinking Diana R, but that's so hard to react to. That would.
Not really, because you're trying to. Okay, if you're trying to stun her, yeah, but if you're trying to stop the damage, then it's pretty easy.
Oh,
right?
True. Yeah, I always think of it like stun. That's a good point, though. I could just think of it as damage.
Yeah, but why would it? If you stun her, she still does the ulti damage. Still hits you.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because it charges up. It charges and then it pops, right? So even if you stun her, now she's just stuck there and she's like a ticking time bomb. She's still gonna hit you with all the damage.
Okay, that's a good point.
So yeah, we're just using Parry far too early. I'd rather in this second game, I'd rather see you die with Parry up than use it like that. No lie.
All right.
I think you'll notice a big difference actually if you play it like that. So we need to play for yeah, he just gets sniped again because he's just no HP, just sitting there. Later. Okay, so we just lose soul off that. Just unfortunate. Now we have to look for some sort of pick, but they already have like control, so this is just a tough. We're playing on the back foot the whole time. It's really tough. At least like you pushing out waves and causing pressure, just it stalls out the game a little bit longer, but nothing. So in these situations like this, there's nothing you can do here. There's no pick that you can really get. You are always looking for the fight that's underneath the tower. So we would like literally give up this inhib to go. We would have started walking towards Diana a while ago, because Diana's like the only one that we can pick because she's sitting under a tower. We can't really save this thing anymore. It's got to go. But if they had like, imagine in this situation if Zac and Darius were here and the rest of them were underneath this tower trying to take it, you would just let Darius and Zac stay here and you would leave it and go for the kills under the tower. That's where people are going to make mistakes. Not here, which Diana does make a mistake and dies there, which is nice. But we lost Vi, so now it's just a weird... And they just have a... Once again, we just don't have any engage. So it's really just a team comp diff, unfortunately.
This Ezreal damage threw me off. I was not ready to get one-shotted.
That was a lot of damage, to be honest. He was pumping out damage. And unfortunately, that is GG. Good session. I think I tried to push you a little bit too hard on the aggressive play style just for us to realize that we're just not ready for it yet. So we're going to start from the basics and we're going to work our way up to that, all right?
Okay. Yeah, it was good to find my limits and stuff.
No, this is really good. I think that you'll start climbing, to be honest. I think you'll probably break peak again probably in a week or two, I'd say. Because the way you just played that game is really menacing. Like, people, it's super difficult for enemy to play against a Fiora that's ahead and splitting that hard. So, well, man, good session, and we'll talk soon, okay?
All right. Thanks, man.
Alrighty. Peace out, brother. Good job today.
See ya.